We have this saying out on the road, especially when you're riding with Reckless Fixie. And this saying goes, it's very simple. Do not follow me.
Mhm.
Do not follow me. You make your own decision out on the road.
Want more Rolling with Tay podcast? Well, follow on Instagram and Twitter at Rolling with Tay. Visit the blog rollingwithtay.wordpress.com for more content and be sure to sign up for the monthly newsletter. And lastly, subscribe to the YouTube channel Rolling with Tay. This is the Rolling with Tay podcast. I'm your host, Tasia, aka Tay, and this is season 3, episode 1 of my podcast. That's right, season 3. And my guest is Chris, 1/3 of Reckless Fixies. Shout out to Wink and Tyrone. I'll catch y'all on the next one. They are proud representatives of the best borough. That's right, the Bronx.
That's
You
right.
already know. You already know. Thanks, Chris, for being a guest on my podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh man, yeah, we met. I want to say in like April at one of the Blood, Sweat, and Gears events, right?
Yep. That was dope. Yep.
Yep. And then we just sparked up a conversation. And then ever since there, we stayed in touch via social media. And then I would see you guys at different cycling events. And we touch base and we like, yeah, you got to have me on the podcast. I'm like, yeah, we got to make it happen. And we're now making it happen.
Definitely. I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to be a part of this conversation, this discussion. And, ever since we met, it was just staying in touch. And I think that's the power of social media. So definitely so glad to be here and to talk and just to chat.
Thank you again for being a guest. And we'll just get right into it. How you doing? First of all, how are you doing?
Thank you for checking in. Not too many people check in, but I'm doing well. It's Chris's fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So, the weather is still didn't break yet. So still on my fixie, still on my bike. And we definitely hitting the streets and definitely, just taking care of the family and just being just a force, a power in my community. So all is well.
That's what's up.
Can't complain.
That is what's up. All right. Tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get into this fixie life?
Oh man, this fixie life. This fixie life is no joke. But a little bit about me. As you said, born and raised in the Bronx. I grew up just riding bikes. My first bike was actually a BMX bike. Everybody wanted that when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And just riding in the neighborhood. All my brothers, all my cousins, we all had bikes, scooters, rollerblades, you name it. Anything that had wheels, we was on it. And we would ride all over the Bronx. And my uncle will pick me up every Saturday when the weather was nice. And there used to be like 10 of us ride deep throughout the Bronx, from Crotona Park to Pelham Bay Park and back. So, I got into the fixie life maybe, I would say 2014, 2015, right after school, when I could afford a bike.
Mm-hmm.
Because in college I was broke. And I was broke. I'm not going to lie. But after school, I got my first job, and one of the first things I brought was a bike. And oh man, the first time I brought a fixie, I put it together myself. And of course, you take it to the bike shop to make sure everything is in order, everything is in place. But as I'm riding to the bike shop, I as soon as I took the first pedal, I fell off the bike. Because that fixie life ain't no joke. As you know, pedal is all about your speed. Is your speed. So 2014, 2015, I got into this fixie life, and I'm not turning back.
Nice. And that's dope that you put together or attempted to put together your fixie bike.
For real. For real.
I'd have been at that shop quick, like, all right, well, can y'all put this together for me? But that's what's up, and that's how you learn your bike, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I didn't know what I was doing. I was reading the directions. I thought I put it together right the first time. And of course, you have to learn the hard way. But that's when I fell in love with my bike, from falling that first time.
Mm.
And of course, you get back up and you get right back on and you ride out again. And all my brothers, of course, Ty, Wink, we bought the bike around the same time. So we was on the bike every single day. Every single day. So oh man, it's a blessing.
So is that when you guys decided to start Reckless Fixies?
Actually, no. I think we wanted to do something more than ride just ride out every day. We wanted to be a force. We were already a force in the Bronx throughout the 5 boroughs. So we we actually started Reckless Fixie on our first bike tour together.
Mm.
And that was the Tour de Bronx that happens every year. And we put money in a pot and we all made our shirts.
Mm.
We made it official. That's when we knew we was official because we all looked alike. And we were established, I would say 2017, 2017 when we all participated in our first tour.
Nice. I think that was my first Tour de Bronx as well. I was on a road bike, not road bike. I was on a folding bike.
Wow.
I did 25 miles on my folding bike. Yep.
Wow. And look, you made it from point A to point B.
Yeah.
and, and and for us, it was the intensity on the road for us like that. It was like riding a roller coaster, and that's how Reckless Fixie, the name came to be, because we own the streets. That's how we felt. And riding in New York City, dangerous, as you know. And the things which I guess we could talk. Well, we have to talk about this. And the yellow cabs speeding. You got the TLC cabs. Just they move how they want to move, and so we have to be aggressive out on the road. We have to be reckless out there on the road because that's how we get from point A to point B. You got to make it home. That's like the number one pack. Make it home, and that's what we did. Every time we hit the road, we were riding reckless to the point where it was just like, this is what we do. We embody this. So definitely.
Yeah. I those cabs are no joke.
Oh,
And then you have to worry about pedestrians. It's like, oh my, and then the actual conditions of the road that you're riding on.
exactly.
Potholes is so I get it. I get it.
And you gotta know when, speaking about the conditions of the road, you gotta know when to jump on the sidewalk. You have to. You gotta know when to jump on the sidewalk. Of course, nobody got hurt. All right. If you're listening out there, nobody got hurt. Yes, our name is Reckless Fixie, but we definitely ride safe, right? But you gotta know when to jump on the sidewalk and dip on the sidewalk and dip right back in the street.
Safely.
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 Uh,
Do you have brakes on your bike, or is your fixie one of those where you have to like stop with your feet?
the, for the current bike that I have now,
Okay.
I have brakes on my bike. Actually, when my first bike, I didn't have brakes, and I was watching on YouTube actually one time, and that's when I learned how to skid. You slide with your
Okay.
with your back wheel. especially going down the hill. And I use that, and also sometimes I use my sneaker. So definitely didn't wear the best sneakers when I would go
Mm-hmm.
riding. Used it, for the back wheel as a brake. Um, and of course, as I've gotten older, I got a son, and I'm like, yo, this I'm still reckless fixie, but I'm smart too. I'm I'm
Exactly.
smart too, so we not dumb. So we definitely got to utilize those brakes. But do I use? I don't. I got so used to not using the brakes, so I rarely use my brakes now unless I really have to.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely you got to be smart.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. That just like gives me like anxiety. I like, I'm just amazed at people who ride the. First of all, if you just ride a fixie in general,
Yeah.
shout out to Justin. I interviewed him last
Yeah.
season, episode 17. Check that out. But he spoke about his fixie,
Yeah.
and I'm just amazed at you guys don't have gears, one, and
Yeah.
then two, some don't have brakes. Like, hmm.
Yeah. Definitely. Shout out to Justin. Shout out to Justin. We gonna ride out soon. Gonna ride out soon.
Because I'm like, man, I thought I was reckless with reckless skater because look, I took my back brake off because
Mm.
I know how to stop without the back brake.
Mm.
And people are like, "Well, you took the brake off." I was like, "Yeah, you slide your foot. You adjust. You know how to. There's certain ways to brake and stop without using that back brake. So just like you're mentioning, like skidding, or using your sneaker, there's different ways. But
Yes.
boy,
And that's it. And that's your way of being reckless, because you have so much. You have full control.
mm-hmm.
You have full control over how you ride, how you want to ride, how you're going to get from point A to point B. The skills that you develop, it forced you to be like, I'm taking off this back wheel,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm this is how I'm going to ride, and nobody could ride like you. And we have this saying out on the road, especially when you're riding with Reckless Fixie. And this saying goes, it's very simple. Do not follow me.
Mm-hmm.
Do not follow me. You make your own decision out on the road. Meaning, some things that we do out there on the road, in the street, might require us maybe taking a red light.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do it often, but we do it. And that's a chance that you're taking.
Yeah.
That's a chance that you're taking. But the rule is, don't follow me. If you can make that red light, if you're going down a road and it's all green, and you're about to hit that yellow to red light, you might take that yellow light. But the person behind you has to make their own decision.
Mm-hmm.
We ride together, we're a pack, but don't follow me. And that's just one of the rules to Reckless Fixie. And it's been working. We still here. We still here.
So how does one become a reckless fixie member?
Mm, that's a great question. I think just ride out, just come, share the road with us, bond with us. Riding a bike is a bonding experience, especially for us brothers. Before riding a bike, those are I've known Ty and Wink for half of my life.
Yeah.
So we develop a bond out there on the road that's unbreakable. So riding with us, and of course with our new member, shout out to Danny,
Shout
uh,
out to Danny.
Danny aka Smurf. Um, he just this past year, he brought a bike. He brought a bike. He had a bike. It wasn't a fixie at first, and he came riding with us. But the way he was on that road, the way he shared the road with us, he was just insane. And
Mm-hmm.
it forced him to buy a fixie. He's like, no, no, Chris, I gotta buy a fixie. Within that next month, he had another bike, a fixie bike. And it's like, oh, and we out. And we did the 5 borough. We did the TD 5 borough on a fixie, which is no joke because those hills is crazy.
Oh man, the Verrazano Bridge. That take you
Oh,
out.
you remember that, right? Oh. Yo, yo, and man. So to answer your question, yo, how does one become to reckless fixie? Just come ride out with us. Come see what it's like to be on the road, to share the road with us, to bond with us, and let's get it in. Let's get it in.
All right, that's what's up. So if I have a road bike, can I join you guys one day?
With us, of course.
Okay.
We definitely teared up the street one time, a few times together,
Yeah, yeah.
but we're definitely not going to, you know, turn away something that's a passion of ours. You get on a
Mm-hmm.
bike because you really enjoy riding a bike. That's a passion of yours. So definitely come rock with us. Come rock with us and share the road with us and see how we ride, see how we talk, see how we groove out there. Because we got some good dance moves out there on the road.
All right, all right, all right. When it gets warm out,
Oh,
I'm, I'm, I'm,
definitely. We
I'll come.
outside.
All right, I'll come check y'all. All right. Speaking of this passion, what do you enjoy most about riding a fixie?
Mm, the fact that I'm in control.
Mm-hmm.
I go by this saying, I'm the master of my fate, I'm the captain of my soul. It's from a poem called Evictus. And I've always lived by that. And being on the fixie, my first passion was basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to keep developing different things that I enjoy and that I love. And like I shared out of college, getting a bike was something that, okay, I'm just keep in shape. But I
Mm-hmm.
fell in love with the road because the wind hits you when you're going down those hills. You bonding with the person right beside you. You're going to different destinations that you've never been before.
Mm-hmm.
You're able to see the New York City, right, the place where you're from, in a different way. Um, you're able to meet new people, like-minded people. This is something I love and enjoy doing. So being a part of, Reckless Fixie and having this as something that I could fall back on, I can't wait to the day where my son is able to ride with us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that, this is a lifelong journey. This is a journey. And I'll see people way older than me riding a bike. And I'm like, wow, I want to be like that. And I will.
Yep. Yeah. Same here.
Yes.
Like they're like cooking me. Like I'm like, damn.
Exactly. Exactly. Their calves is like super brolic calves and super in shape, and they have different breathing techniques on the bike, and I'm
Yes.
like,
Mm-hmm.
yo, like, and these are the things that you pick up along the way.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's something. I one time I saw an older gentleman, actually an older couple, and they had a whistle. They had a whistle in their mouth as they were riding a bike, and I noticed the rhythm in which they blew the whistle.
Mm.
It was their breathing mechanic, their breathing techniques, and that's why they blew the whistle to go into this rhythm to help them breathe. And I'm like, I didn't notice that until we finished the race, and I asked him, and he shared with us, like, I use that for my breathing to get my rhythm right. And I'm like, well, that's something I can pick up along the way.
Mm-hmm.
That was dope.
Yeah. I always say the cycling community. It's a community. Like it's a family. Like um bond that you don't have with everyone because of our love for bikes and cycling and going different places. And oh, I like road bikes, and then, or I like fixies, or I like folding bikes, or I like gravel bikes. So these communities then have these sub communities,
Yes.
So I really think that's dope.
Look how we met.
Exactly.
Look how we met. And you were grooving out there. Oh my. And it was April. The weather just broke. So I was so excited to get on a bike. Super out of shape because didn't ride all winter.
Mm-hmm.
And I got back. I didn't know you then, but I'm watching you groove and I'm watching you just work. You were in this, you had the tunnel vision, and I'm like, who is she? And once I forgot how the conversation went, but he's like, I'm from the Bronx. Like, I'm from the Bronx too. Of course, that's a different kind of connection. So,
Yeah.
oh man.
Well, thank you. Do you think you'll ever switch from a road bike? Well, sorry, from a fixie to a road bike?
Immediately, no. That's my first thought. I do want like a studio of bike stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's my goal. I want bikes when you walk into this man cave, this studio. I want people to see bikes on the wall of different kinds, fixies, majority fixie, but definitely maybe road bike, mountain bike, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
Big Ripper, I don't care. It's like, let's do it. So I want just a studio of bikes that I can be like, yo, I rode to I rode in France with this bike, or
Yeah.
I went to Philly in this bike. I did a century in this bike, and I've we've done centuries in our fixies bikes. I don't know how, but we've done that.
Man,
We've done
listen.
these things. So um, yeah, we actually have an annual trip that we go on to around Father's Day
Mm-hmm.
in June. The second weekend in June, we take a trip from the Bronx to Jones Beach, and that's about 85, 90 miles, close to a century. So there and back. Join us.
When you told me about that, and then I think Ty sent me something. He was like, "Yeah, we doing this." I'm like, "Well, I couldn't go because I had to work."
Yeah.
But she
Yep.
on fixies.
And that's the first one that we initially threw. It was actually during the pandemic. It was during quarantine, and we got people out. We started off. We started off with 14 people. We started off with 14 people. Only 5 of us made it back home safely because on that ride, we didn't know how that ride would go.
Mm-hmm.
On that ride, people were getting picked off. Pedals are falling off.
Mm.
Flats, um, front flat, back flat. Seats are falling off. And we like, yo, how is this happening? Like, what's going on? Like, people were like, no, I can't make it. Or I'm too tired. I'm calling a cab. I'm taking the train, and I'm like, nope, nope, nope. People were getting picked off. So for us to make it on that first try to Jones Beach, jump in close. Once you make it there, you got to jump in the water, come back safely. Oh man, that was a huge accomplishment for us.
Yeah, kudos to y'all. Kudos to y'all.
Mm.
How long did y'all stay at the beach?
We probably stayed at the beach for about 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't, and we had to stretch. We were really stretching that whole time. Just stretching, eating a bit, get some potassium in our system. We didn't stay too long because we had to go. We had to go back. We had to make it back.
Yeah.
It was an all day thing, though.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah. Listen. I've done centuries. I know.
Yo, I know you know. And not only do you know, you know the mindset that you need to have.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different kind of mindset to wake up that morning of and tell yourself, look yourself in the mirror and be like, I'm finishing. No matter what happens out there, I will be safe. I'm going to finish. I'm going to push through. That's just a different kind of mindset.
Yeah, definitely. And hopefully the weather is good. Like, you have
Hmm.
so many things
Yeah,
that can affect this ride,
exactly, exactly. And you you block all of those things out, and you stay on task.
Mm-hmm.
That's my mindset. Is I'm making it home. No matter, once I leave this house, I'm making it to my destination. I'm going to make it back home, and I will celebrate at the end. Like, that's the mindset, especially on a fixie, because you can, so many, like you said, so many variables out there. And I can I stretch properly? Did I stretch enough?
Mm-hmm.
Did I eat enough? Did I eat too little? Like, it's so many things that can happen, but the mindset is still the same.
Yeah, definitely. And again, kudos to y'all. And I know, didn't you ride back home after the five borough? After
Of
you guys got back
course,
to Manhattan? Okay, yeah,
I had to.
yeah.
Got to make it home. Got to make. And I just took, and truthfully, I took the same route back home. So, and it was, oh man, what got me too was the Central Park Hill again. And I'm like, yo, when was this hill ever like this? But after 40 miles, it's like, okay, now I understand. I think in total I did about that day maybe close to 70 miles. I
Mm-hmm.
had to make it back home. Mm-hmm.
Damn.
That
On a
was
fixie.
on the
I
Fixie.
keep
That's
saying
Reckless Fixie. The name is the name.
that. It speaks for itself. That
Exactly. It speaks for itself. Oh man, thank you. So glad to talk about Reckless Fixie. It's so much, like you said, it's the community that we ride.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what bike you have, we come out, we support,
Yeah.
and we show love, and that's what it's about.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna ride out with y'all to Jones Beach. Um, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna ride out
Please,
to Jones Beach with y'all.
please. I'm gonna send you a YouTube video of um I I always do use this YouTube video to help me stretch the day before,
Mm-hmm.
and is very helpful. I finish a gallon. Like, the ride starts before the ride.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I approach, especially these long rides. It always starts days before.
Yeah, of course.
Always, has get your body right, mentally prepared, stretch, hydrate, and the day of is, you're so focused, you're so drilled in, dialed in, that you feel unstoppable. But it's life. That's what you call life.
That's right. You gotta keep moving. Gotta keep moving.
Yeah.
Is there any advice you can give someone who's thinking about getting a fixie, especially one with no brakes? What would you tell that person?
One, any advice that I would give to a person with one with no brakes, yo, I'll tell them straight up: make the decision. Don't look back.
Mm.
Don't look back. Don't. If this is what you want to do, be 110% sure that you get in a fixie with no brakes, and enjoy it. It's not you. Your bike is your bike. That's your baby. That's your baby, and you're gonna you're gonna have ups and downs, on your bike. This is life. There's only one way. There's only one way to ride a fixie, and that's reckless. So if you're going to get the fixie, you don't get a fixie with no brakes, reckless. So throw that in your name too. Mm.
um, what are you currently riding?
I'm currently riding a critical cycle 700. Actually, oh man, I copped that. When did I cop that? About 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, and yeah, right before, right when the quarantine happened, I brought that, and it's been treating me very well. I've been taking care of my baby, and I clean her, making sure she good,
Mm-hmm.
and you gotta take care of your baby. Make sure things don't rust. Get that W40, throw it
Mm-hmm.
on the chain, and change the seat. To um, grips. Make sure your the handlebars is good. But I definitely take care of my baby.
Yeah, you have to. That's an extension of you. While you're on the road, that is, you know, that's a
Yeah,
part of you.
exactly, exactly, and that's just what it is. You just when you out there, it's you, the bike, and the road.
Mm-hmm.
You, the bike, and the road, and you know you got to take care of that baby. Got to gas up that pacer. Take care of the baby. Mm.
Are there are there any last words? Tell the people where they can find out more about you, Reckless Fixies, all that stuff.
Definitely, definitely. You can find me on social media. It's at Reckless Fixie. Uh, yep, at Reckless Fixie. Also, my personal account at Regular Milk. Definitely hit me up. You're gonna see some of my life, kids, kids. Well, one kid. I don't know. Just that's it. Me. Um, Definitely. You're gonna see my son. See, of course, the biking things that we do, Reckless Fixies, we out everywhere. Definitely add that up too. Um, when the weather break, we definitely gonna hop back on the road, hit up some bike tours. We definitely want to do Philly.
Mm.
We gotta do Philly. I know you did. I know you did the Philly one, right?
No, I haven't been to Philly yet. So you let
Okay.
me know when y'all going.
Yeah, we gotta do the Philly. Gotta do the Philly, and even I think I what we want to do, and right, and matter of fact, not what we want to, what we are going to do is we might just the bike on the back of the car, ride to somewhere a new city, take the bike off and just ride out
Yeah.
and just do it that way. We can different ways to ride your bike. So definitely add us up at Reckless Fixie, or you can add me up personally at Regular Milk. Hit us up and let's ride out.
Word. Thank you, Chris, so much for being a guest on my podcast. My first guest for season 3 of my podcast. Thank you. Thanks again.
Shout out to the T for all of the work that you do, the just having a platform to really share about this passion, this love that we both have for getting on what's called a bicycle, right? So
Mm-hmm.
thank you for having us, or having me, and definitely we gotta do it again so we could be three for three, right?
Yeah. All right. So yeah, we got to get it together. We got to get
Yeah,
it together. Have the whole group on.
yeah.
Oh man, thanks again. This is the Rolling with Tay podcast. I'm your host, Tasia, aka Tay, and thanks for listening.